That's why I do a podcast every morning, and this podcast does well. People might not like to admit it because everyone made fun of me when I started this show and said, "Oh, he's not a podcaster. What is he talking about? It's not a podcast." Yet, a lot of days, I make almost all my income on this show. Sometimes I make all of my income on the show. When I start the game, nothing else comes in. So I am a podcaster, whether you like it or not, and I'm doing good at it. Okay? So eat that for all the critics out there. Oh, he's not a podcaster because he's not doing it like everyone else. Not every podcast is exactly the same. Many are very different, and mine is pretty unique, and it still works and it's still successful.
Hello, and welcome to James, the Let's Express Lane, where we get you in and out as fast as possible with the Grill Fill segment was fantastic this week. I had to share with all of you. Let's go.
Phil, what's going on, man? So, yesterday, you had a pizza party.
It was great.
A pizza party.
It was delicious.
And I noticed that for your pizza party, you ordered Domino's pizza.
That's incorrect. I ordered Papa John's pizza, actually.
Was it Papa John's pizza, Phil?
It was Papa John's, yes.
My question is...
Mind you, he was doing it for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Guess what? They ordered Domino's in the first movie. So you should have gone with Domino's. Dumbass.
You really couldn't find anything better than Papa John's pizza?
Oh, absolutely.
Because you're supposedly this Italian man, who has this amazing, authentic Italian palate. And yet here you are, for your fans, their reward. You cheap out and you get this shitty Papa John's pizza from a chain, Phil? Really?
Yes. Well, I mean, first of all, to be completely transparent here, I live in Washington State. There is sadly no authentic Italian in Washington State.
That's right, guys. There's not a single Italian in all of Seattle or Washington State itself. Really, DSP?
Italians are on the East Coast of the U.S. and not on the West.
This is bullshit, Phil.
No, it's not.
There's no Italian people in Washington State.
There's me.
There are
That's
fucking
it.
Italians everywhere, Phil.
I haven't seen any.
Cult, bro.
I can't find any.
This is such bullshit.
Yeah,
You're telling me there's not one pizza
Listen to
place
this. Listen to
in
this.
this area.
When I first moved here over a decade ago, there was a restaurant. They claimed the chef was like an Italian guy who flies to Europe every year to learn Italian recipes.
It's like you.
They brought me a plate of pasta. I ate it. It tasted like fucking Mexican food. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is not Italian.
It tasted like Mexican food.
Yeah. It had this wrong seasonings, the wrong sauce. I'm like, what
does that mean? I mean, it had authentic seasonings, not whatever crap you're used to, DSP?
This nasty shit is like fusion eating or something. And there's a couple restaurants out here that are okay, but there is nothing that's close to authentic Italian that I've had yet since I've lived here. There are some good pizza places, but they're not authentic Italian. Like there's a brick oven place that's really good. Go ahead.
You're coping, Phil. It's okay. Let me just ask you, do you think it's a bit sad that you're doing a Papa John's pizza party alone in your mid-40s to strangers online?
No, absolutely not.
It is kind of sad that you had no one else. It's not like, guys, I'm going to have PPP come on my show from my house, guys. We're going to have a pizza party together.
It beats doing it. It beats doing it when I was alone and not doing it for the internet. That's for sure. At least I'm sharing with someone on the internet, right? No, I that food, we ordered a bunch, and my wife had some, and it was just a meal for us. But I did the DSP tries it as well.
But just like, because what you did in tandem with it, you bought Ninja Turtles.
That's right. Of course.
How old are you, Phil? You're playing with Ninja Turtles?
Hell yeah. And I love Ninja Turtles. Well, I like the old Ninja Turtles.
No, you're fucking 43 years old and you're loving Ninja Turtles? Bro, come on,
No,
man.
but I love the classic Ninja Turtles. I hate that there's 17 versions of Ninja Turtles. I haven't watched anything since like the 90s. So these are like the 1990s movie Ninja Turtles that they put into Call of Duty. So I bought some of the skins and the weapons and stuff to have like a little celebration stream for my fans here.
You're playing as what, Michelangelo?
No, Raphael. How'd you get it all wrong? It was Raphael. Raphael with the size. And when he stabs you double stab like in your nipples, and he lifts you up like this. It's a hilarious animation.
But don't you think that eventually people should move on from their childhood?
Absolutely.
Like this a bit crazy.
Move on from your childhood. PPP. DSP still hates his parents because they didn't buy him a Wolverine toy when he was a child. They didn't buy him a Wolverine toy when he was a child, and he's never forgiven them.
Easy. Ninja Turtles in 2025? I don't know, Phil.
I thought it was a fun event. The viewers seemed to like it, so it was all good. And the pizza was actually okay. It wasn't great. It was just okay. So
we got to get you a real pizza, Phil. All right, let's move on. This is what everybody wants to hear about.
All right.
What the hell is going on with Iron Chef Kakai?
Kakai.
Call him.
If you want to know the truth, from my perspective, I don't know and I don't really care. Here's what happened.
Liar!
Here's what happened.
He's made multiple rant videos about this, but he doesn't care.
The perspective of
Cope!
the stream.
Cope!
Okay.
Cope!
So there was one night, and I was streaming, and for some reason, actually, I don't know why this has been happening because it's happened a few times now. Kick actually chose to put me on the front page and highlight me for like half an hour, something like that. Okay. I don't know
Right.
why they're doing that. I have no clue.
What do you mean you don't know why? It's because you're the greatest streamer alive, Phil.
Yes, of course. The guy who's playing like a game about digging a hole. That's actually the name of the game. It's an indie game. I'm sure that really puts the butts in seats on Kick. It's going to get new viewers to watch me fucking dig in the middle of the backyard, right?
Why are you doing that then, Phil?
Because it's just something random and fun to do. People wanted an indie game, and I said we'll just do it for one night, and we did. And it actually worked out. It was like a nice chill.
Now,
stream
here's
for my
why I
viewers.
think that you would get on the front page is because you're very consistent. You stream 6 days a week, and you stream like very long. So I imagine they would want, because you put so many hours out, to get more eyes on those hours. But it's not been working. It's not been growing.
Well, what happens is when they do it, I get an influx of like 100, 200 extra people, and we do get some new people chatting, which is nice. But then basically, they stick around for like an hour and a half, and then they leave. Like people are really not
So hundreds of new people show up, and you can't entertain them at all. Good to know.
coming to Kick for the kind of content that I put out, right? Like Kick is known for certain kinds of content.
Let me just put it to you this way. Do you think that Iron Chef Sakai is your slave?
My slave? No, of course
Yeah,
not.
or do you think he's like your prostitute working a corner for you, or
Not at all. I actually don't even know what his deal
like,
is
are
because
you the pimp, or like because it seems to me, and you can deny this and cope all that you want, but it seems to me you're pretty seething and salty that Iron Chef Sakai is giving you what you perceive as your money to this woman.
not at all. I could care less. In fact, with Iron Chef Sakai, it was kind
And
of
why did you have multiple rant videos about this?
a thing. This was not like a guy who I knew of who had been watching my content for like a long time and supporting. He kind of like showed up out of nowhere one day last year and just started supporting like big. And then he would disappear for like a long time. And then he would come back like 3 months later and drop another big contribution. I was like, okay, maybe he's one of those people who only watches occasionally. And then all of a sudden back in the fall, he started dropping a lot on streams. I was like, whoa. And it got to the point where he was like, well, I'm on all your streams. I'm contributing a lot. Could I be a mod? And I was like, yeah, I guess he's never shown me any reason not, to make him a mod. He's on a lot of my streams. So, I moderated him and everything. And then all of a sudden in December, I noticed his attitude toward me started to change. Like he started to say a lot of snide remarks, a lot of insults, almost like underhanded insults in the chat. And I let it slide. I'm like, whatever, it's not a big deal. And this
You mean like PPP does, and you let him get away with it?
one day he just went nuts. Like he was like outright insulting me constantly during this one stream.
Right.
And I called him out for it publicly. I'm like, dude, you're like killing the vibe of the stream. Everyone's noticing that you're acting like this now. And he really just had nothing much to say besides that he just didn't like my content anymore. And I was like, then how could you be a moderator? Right? So I demodded him. Then he went nuts. He did his whole ranting, raving stream about how he hates me and all I care about is money and all this stuff. And so,
It's true.
of course,
That is all you
everyone
care
knows that.
about.
So then after that, he was gone for a long time. Like he was gone for about a month, I would say, maybe. And then all of a sudden one day he comes back. Now he had been banned in Kick.
I just gotta say, Phil, like, let's get to the heart of this matter.
Okay.
What is this? What's going on with this Lex girl? You called her a slut.
Okay.
Now you're saying you're not upset, but you called her a slut. Go ahead.
So I don't know anything about this woman at all.
If you don't know anything about her, then why did you call her a slut, you fucking moron?
Then why did you call her a slut?
Okay, let me tell you because this is what happened. I don't know who she is. I don't really know her content. I've never watched her. I've never heard her. None of it.
Shit, bro.
None.
You're full of shit.
I literally have. In fact, I've never said her name.
Then
not
why
once.
call her a slut?
So basically what's happening is this is what happened with Iron Chef Sakai again. So he gets back in my good graces. He apologizes, says he will never act like that again, starts contributing again. So he's back on the streams. He's asking me to become a mod again. I'm like, no, there's no way anyone's going to trust you as a mod. I won't. No one will. After the way you acted, you can't get your sword back, right? But he continued to show up and support. So all of a sudden one night, I get on the front page of Kick. I guess at the same time that I was on the front page of Kick, they also put whoever this woman is on the front page of Kick.
Lesbo Lex, yeah.
So Iron Chef Sakai goes
She's bisexual, not lesbian.
over there and starts watching her. And then he comes into my chat and he's telling everyone in my chat, hey, everyone, here's what she's doing. You should go check her out. And I was like, dude, that's obviously against the rules. You can't be advertising someone else's content
Well, why not?
in a competing stream because it's a business.
But see, so you are upset. You are upset she took your money.
Oh, not the money.
Oh, the viewership then?
That's right. Let me put it this way.
What are you seething about, the viewership or the money? Because you're saying, it doesn't matter, but you can't advertise a streamer in your chat, so it does matter.
There is no advertisement of anyone in my chat because it's always been the rule. That's like the equivalent of walking into a Subway with coupons handing out for, Papa John or, what's that one? Jimmy John's, right?
Why would it be so wrong in the community? Go, hey, I saw this streamer and they were good.
Oh, that's okay. See, here's the thing. That would be fine. This literally was the entire stream. He's sitting there and he's talking about her, and he's actually trying to convince viewers to go check her out, and then they are, and then they're coming back to my chat to talk about it. It's like, but that's not what my stream is. I don't want to hear about another streamer. I'm trying to have a good time with my audience. So he basically completely derailed the stream.
The fact that Iron Chef Sakai was sprinkling untold thousands of dollars on this woman's head had nothing to do with you calling her a slut.
No, not at all.
You've not seen any of her content.
Then why did you call her a slut?
Nope.
You don't know anything about her, but you just chose to call her a slut for no reason.
All I know about her is what he said in the chat that night. That's what I know about her.
So what did he say that led you to call her a slut?
He said that on stream, her content is that she basically does aerobics on camera in a very provocative way to get people to throw her money.
She wears more clothes than I do when I'm at work. She is fully clothed, completely covered. What the fuck? When Jaha does a squat on his video or whatever on his channel, is he a slut? Well, no, he's a what? He's a dude? Ooh, rules for thee, but not for me.
So, you're calling her a slut. Are you aware that you show your feet in underwear for money, Phil?
Of course. Oh, frequently, right?
No,
I don't. That's not my gimmick, and you know that.
But she didn't
But you have.
show her feet. She doesn't show her underwear. And you do. I'm just saying, you called her a slut. And I think it's pretty obvious you're upset that Iron Chef Sakai was giving her money. And it's okay if you were upset about it, Phil.
I legitimately was not upset about that at all. I didn't care. I cared that he was derailing my stream and advertising someone else's stream on mine. That has always been against the rules, and he knows that, by the way.
All right, let's just move on from that point. You then said that she's not a lesbian. You said that she's bi, or you said, what did you say exactly, Phil?
So basically, this came up on a stream, I guess. We were talking about days later, and I think the discussion was, people were actually making fun of Iron Chef Sakai, saying he's a simp. He's going to her streams and he's throwing her money. He's a simp. And I think it came up that someone said, well, she's gay. She's a lesbian. She's outright said it on her stream. She has her girlfriend.
She's bisexual. She has said she's bisexual.
On the stream. So why would you simp out to someone who literally has their significant other there on the stream?
You said that she's a lesbian, but she says that she's bi.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, what you're participating in, Phil, is what's called bi-erasure. And, I'm just surprised because you have in your title screen at the slideshow at the beginning that you're an LGBTQ ally. And yet, here you are erasing this woman's identity, telling her that you know what her identity is better than her, but you're not upset about Iron Chef Sakai giving her the money.
Yeah. Well, so follow me on this, all right? You're a streamer. You know that there's people out there that are weak-minded simps and will throw you money if you make semi-sexualized content. It's not all the way, but hey, I work out or whatever, and people throw me money when I do it, right? Is it, the honest question to you, if you have a significant other on stream, right, and you say you're gay, and you say, I'm just gay, that's it, and this is my significant other, or if you say you're bisexual, which then would give viewers a thought, oh, wait a minute, she's bi, so she's not just gay with this person on stream. There's other, maybe I have a chance.
It just seems like it's easy for the criticisms from you to flow to her, but if anybody criticizes you, you have a real problem, right?
Everyone criticizes me every moment of every day. I don't give a shit.
That's a lie.
That's why your ban list is a mile fucking long.
Phil, come on. You see the listen, you get upset when people speculate about your love life and your partner, and yet here you are talking about this woman who apparently you have no idea about, nothing about her streaming career, nothing about her life, and here you are saying she's not actually bisexual, she's a lesbian, and she's exploiting her audience for money, and this and that, and she's doing this. Like, do you not see that as hypocritical in any way, Phil?
Hypocritical? No, absolutely not. It's this simple.
No.
Iron Chef Sakai is a simp, and whoever this woman is a simp herder. This is her content. This is what she does, and that's fine. I just don't need to hear about it in my content, and I certainly don't need my streams derailed by this behavior. So Iron Chef Sakai got his ass kicked out of my streams. He's ever coming back. I don't care how much more he begs, how much more he grovels, how much he offers to give me. I don't need his money. I don't need his time. I don't need simps.
You definitely need his money. That's why you got so mad. Because you need that money. You really do. You need that money to, of course, pay your bills. Womp womp.
Trying to rail my shit. I'm far above that shit.
Let's talk about Lesbo Lex a little bit more. So, are you upset that she finished the Lego set quicker than you?
No, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know until someone told me.
The problem is, we're now on the second stream of you doing it, and we're, halfway there? She finished it in one stream, so, like, are you dumber than a girl? Or what?
Well, I actually, you might not realize this, I directly addressed that on my podcast today.
Oh, I heard it. It was a bunch of cope and a bunch of baloney.
Well,
it was a bunch of bullshit.
Isn't it true that for some bizarre reason, there is an entire universe of content that's based around what I do. And isn't it a weird anomaly? Like
I do, because I find your content so boring. I don't know how the fuck they can stand it.
I don't get it. I don't get it. And the thing is, I'm okay with being who I am. Like, I don't need to be some wild character, some guy doing crazy zany things. I fucking bought
No,
a
you're
Lego set.
entertaining.
You know, all I did was
You will literally show your underwear and feet for money.
get this. And my audience said, will you do something different
Well,
instead of
that's
just
part of
gaming?
my problem too.
Right?
Like, why did you buy the cheapest, shittiest Lego set that's so boring? Couldn't we get the Death Star or Ghostbusters or Ninja Turtles or whatever?
Well, it's a demo basically. And if this is successful, I have told people I will invest into a bigger Lego set when we're done with this one. And the first 2 streams, we actually did good. I've hit my goals. So, we hit a third one on the finale. I will buy a more expensive, better Lego set that's like an IP or something more interesting. This was just a test. I didn't even know how hard this was going to be. I haven't built Lego since I was like 10 years old.
Because everybody's saying that the reason you're so worried about people going over there is because she was doing what you do, but better. And I think that's why you're worried about it.
Saying
Why would I
much.
care about that? I'm successful. I'm hitting my goals on my
mean,
streams. I don't care what
if
other people are
you talk
doing.
about how it's a business, but if there's a competitor that's doing the same thing but better, that business will go under, no? Especially when they're
No.
taking one of the largest clients of yours that
No.
gave you so much money.
I have
I'll give you an example. I'll give you
Okay.
an example
Okay.
of how you could have improved your stream and been better than her stream, but hers was better.
Mhm.
So everybody in chat, from what I understand, was asking you to put on background music because it's awkward while you're building.
Yes. He has how much music? Like 8 different versions of Thugs on the Floor and other music. The rain is very heavy, heavy is the rain. He has all that music and he played none of it.
the Lego, right? But she turned it on and sacrificed the ad revenue.
Mhm.
But you wouldn't do it. Why? Because the ad revenue is legitimately pennies at this point, brother Phil. Like why not just turn on some like relaxing Nintendo music for your fans? Why are you so chintzy this way?
Oh, it has nothing to do with that. For me, my problem is whenever I try to put something in the background that's not my silly remixes, it ends up getting like muted or blocked. This has happened tons of times. I have like, no lie, I have like 70, 80,000 videos on YouTube, and every day I get like 500 notices that previous videos are blocked.
There's a thing called royalty free, and you could put on a royalty free mix, and then it fills that dead air.
Or again, he just said he has his own music. Whenever I play anything that's not my music, then play your music. It's your music, you love it so much. Why don't you use it? Dumbass.
Well, royalty free does not mean it's okay. What royalty free means is that you can use the song and you don't have to pay a royalty to use it, but you relinquish all rights to your video. And if that person decides to claim your video, they could actually have it muted or blocked if they so choose. And that's happened.
Okay, but I mean, does it really matter? Because it's for the live audience. There's so few people watching on demand at this point, Phil. Just the live audience, what they want, man.
I get.
If you feel like if you give into it, you've
Mhm.
let the detractors win.
No.
But that's what it is, though. You think that if you give in to earnest criticism, that you'll have made the detractors win, when it's actually the opposite. If you took that criticism and improved your show and made your audience that likes your show like it more, the detractors would lose, Phil. It's a backwards mentality. Or it's
Excuse
just
me.
you want fucking 60 cents from fucking AdSense.
It has nothing to
which
do
makes
with that. It's not the ad revenue that I'm worried about. It's the actual content being blocked or muted. And it's happened a million times. When I used to do my React show, I did it for 2 years, DSP versus the internet. I would be playing a random clip, and because of the music in the clip, the whole stream would get shut down. And now I gotta wait like 5 minutes to get my stream back up because YouTube blocks it. And it happens all the time.
I'll just accept it. Let me swing back around to something, right? So this is
So then use your own music, jackass.
second Lego stream. I don't think you're stupider than Lex, okay? I think that what you're doing is intentionally being slow so that you can milk this Lego set for additional streams. Is that true, Phil?
No, I'm just not. I wasn't aware that I was in any competition with anyone else to build a Lego.
Well,
This
it's
isn't
not
like
a competition.
Phil's
it's just it makes
speedrun.
you look dumber than a lesbian.
Why does it make it look? Wait. Why would it make me look
Because she
dumber?
finished it
Because she did it faster.
She finished it quicker. Her cognitive abilities were there to do it faster.
But when I'm doing the stream, okay, I'm number one. I'm actually using a new setup, which I actually the same setup we actually just used to do these cards. I'm using to do the Lego now. So I'm trying to get it in frame. I'm messing with the camera and all of that to get it working. I'm not in any rush. I'm hanging out with the audience. I'm literally having a conversation with my audience. It's considered a hangout stream, right? We never were of any impression that there was a rush to finish this. I mean, if that was the case, I would have had it done the first night. I could have rushed through it and done it, but I'm not in any rush. I was doing it for myself because my fans wanted to do it. They wanted something different. All of a sudden, this weird DSP universe emerges where everyone wants to show that I'm better than DSP. So this woman buys it, Review Tech buys it.
They all are. Even Review Tech somehow is better than you.
They all buy it, and they're building it on their streams. Oh, look, I'm better than Phil. Phil doesn't care. Phil doesn't give
I
two
mean,
fucks about
I
you.
can tell that you're angry about it.
No, I'm not. I think it's
No, but
funny and
here's the
bizarre and weird that these people orbit around me and I'm the center of their universe and everything that I do somehow inspires them to do things different or better.
I agree with you to a degree. The vortex, the snortex, or whatever it is fucked. The people in it are wacky. Whether they're fucking detractors or fans or whatever. But I'll ask you, like, what did you think about this fucking guy that was saying all these slurs to Lex and going in on her and death threats against her? You saw that?
I didn't hear. I don't know about slurs. I heard about the death threat, but here's the thing. All right, I'm on my break. I have a rare 2 days off in a row to spend time with my wife. We had plans and everything. I'm paying no attention to what's going on the internet on purpose. Like I want to be disconnected from the internet. I come back from my break and I'm getting yelled at. Why is someone who claims to be your fan giving a death threat to this woman? How the fuck do I know? What are you talking about? I don't know who this is. I didn't see it.
Let me play devil's advocate.
Okay.
Do you feel like when you call this woman a slut, when you participate in buy erasure and go after her identity, do you feel like you cultivate an atmosphere of hate that would lead to this woman being harassed?
Well, to follow up on that comment, because I can answer this very easily. Do you feel that every single person who's made fun of me on the internet has created a cultivating atmosphere of hate that people now want to kill me because of it?
Yes.
There you go, then that's the answer.
You know, I don't know, Phil. Like, you can't have it both ways.
Way to deflect, DSP. Way to deflect.
No, because you say that they create that atmosphere of hate around you, and then here you are doing the same thing to this girl. Now, personally, I don't really give a fuck. And I said, as I'm doing devil's advocate, because I don't feel people should be held responsible for the behavior of their fans. I don't think you can control what your fans do. And I think we wouldn't have very many content creators left if we held people to that standard, because there's all sorts of Looney Tunes and fucking psychos out there. But I think you calling her a slut, let me ask you this, Phil. Do you think you have a problem with women?
No, not at all. I have no problems with women, actually.
Ever?
I mean, women who have done things, bad things to me personally, but not in general, no.
I mean, I have this post that you wrote back in 2003.
Oh, this is great.
Yes, the incel post.
And people
Yes.
say that this is your incel manifesto.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
talking about, huh?
Yes.
You say, shit, every woman I've ever known was either extremely selfish and self-centered, too busy feeling sorry for herself to do anything else, too annoying and or geeky to stand for more than 30 minutes, too stupid to listen to advice they ask for, doing stupid things and then complaining to you because they went totally against what you told them. 5, a total slut. Now, Phil, that 5th bullet point, a total slut, that's the same language you used in 2025 as in 2003.
That's right.
So have you changed from this, essay, this diatribe against women, or do you have a problem with women, or what?
Well, first of all, I've talked about this in my past. I was an internet troll. I was purposefully making content that would incense people on the internet for attention. I was kind of a loser and was looking for attention on the internet because of my real life.
Kind of.
Pretty boring. I did the same thing in the Street Fighter community. You can find all kinds of crazy posts I made back then that were very trollish, very stupid stuff. And I've since then, especially with these documentaries that have come out.
But you still call women sluts.
Well,
and you still erase their sexual identity and take away their individuality from them.
Well,
like
because
they're an object.
because that's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. If there's listen.
But if I call you a racist, bigoted, sexist piece of shit, no, you can't call me that. That's wrong. You're inciting hate against me. But that's my opinion.
If someone is going to make content on the internet and the content is based on showing their body in a provocative way, and they're going to get money based on
Mr. showing feet in underwear.
But didn't you say you've never seen any of her content?
I haven't. I've only heard what they told me it was in my chat. So based on what I've heard,
I have seen some of her content. She's not in a bikini. She's not in a hot tub. She's not showing her underwear. She's not showing her feet like you do. So it's very strange for you to have this position. And I think ultimately it comes back down to she took your money and you're pissed.
She didn't take my money. She took Iron Cuck's money. She didn't take my money.
But isn't Iron Cuck's money your money?
No. None of my viewers' money is my money until they give it to me. Then it's my money. Then I have the right to do whatever I want with it. But I'm not entitled to their money.
Then why were you so upset when he went over there and when he promoted her stream in your chat? Because you're worried that you're going to lose your money, right?
I don't give a crap about what any of my viewers do outside of my streams, but I do care about what they do on my streams. And that behavior is not allowed. It never has been in the entirety of the time that I make content. It's a strict rule. No advertising anyone else who's a creator or competitor in my content, period. because this is my place of business. No other business will allow another business to advertise in theirs that's considered, you know, a competition. I was on the front page of Kick. She was on the front page of Kick. It's just not allowed. It's just common sense in any business. Like I said, you can't go in a Subway and advertise a competing sandwich shop.
I want to know, like, then why call her a slut? Why say that she's faking being bi and she's actually a lesbian?
Because number one, I'm basing that off of what people are saying in my chat, which is that she's making sexualized content for money.
Let me stop you right there. So when people listen to a detractor and then they come after you and fuck with you, is that okay based on what they heard from a third-hand source?
Just I would say it depends on the extent. It depends on the extent
Oh, he's got to walk that back now, doesn't he?
of what's being said. Because you're not always going to go direct to the source. I know that. I'm not stupid. But there's a lot of people who they'll hear something and then they'll make a judgment by it. But then perhaps they'll actually check it out for themselves and then they'll have a different opinion.
Listen,
in this case, I have no desire to ever check out her content. I don't care about this person. I will never care about this person.
Well, you do care. 'Cause I can tell you care. But here's my advice to you in these circumstances. Because really what you should have done is just said nothing about her. Because you didn't watch her streams. You didn't know what she was doing. You don't really know. And sometimes you just have to take that fucking L and move on. And if you are saying you're not about drama, you're about positivity and all of this stuff that you say in meaningful content, then that's how you should be acting, right, Phil? Sometimes, listen, she fucking stole your pay pig, made fun of you, she did a bunch of memes, she didn't even know what the fuck she was doing. You know what I mean? But then you come out and you call her a slut, and you erase her sexual identity and say it's something different, and then this is where you get into trouble, right? Whereas if you just said fucking nothing, there would be no ammunition. Or, you know what? Here's what I would do if I was pissed. Just go full balls to the wall. Fuck that bitch. She's a lesbian. She's a sinner. She's going to hell. But you can't have it both ways, brother Phil.
But DSP is the ultimate fence sitter.
You can't have it both ways.
Well,
I mean, apparently Strangely Lex has it both ways, just saying.
here's the thing, and this is the funny part about all of it, right? So we just spent more time talking about this by about 10 times than what I've spent on my streams talking about it. Like, I think literally there was the one comment that I made about her, and then there was the second comment where I said that Iron Chef Sakai was a simp for her. And when someone said, "Oh, well, she's gay, but she's bi," and I was like, "No, she's not. She's milking these idiots because they're so dumb and they're gullible, and that's why they're giving them their money." And that was literally the extent of the content that I made about this person or said anything.
Would you apologize to her for the statements that you made?
Will she apologize for all the shit that she said about me on the streams to milk?
What shit? Her chat gets flooded with memes. She comments on the memes. She doesn't know who you are. She doesn't know anything about you, DSP. She's just commenting on the memes. Jackass. But it hurt my fifis. She hurt my fifis when she did that, so it's okay for me to hate on her and call her these mean, nasty names, guys. It's okay, because she hurt my fifis. Shut the fuck up.
Milk money out of detractors?
But this is the thing is, you know, you shouldn't have to, expect her to do the right thing in order for you to do the right thing, right?
Here's the right thing to do. Just move on, which I already have. I don't talk about this one. Like I said, I'm not even kidding you. Less than 5 minutes. That's how much of my content was taken up talking about this subject. There was the discussion with Iron Chef Sakai where I told him, "You're derailing my content," and I banned him. Then there was the discussion where I did say that thing about her once because it was in response to a comment. And then later on, I called him a simp. And I said, "Yeah, I don't really believe that she's bi. I think she's milking people." It was like 5 minutes, if that. And then I moved on. It's not me that creates these situations. It's this vortex that's around me that hyper-fixates and blows it up for their own content.
But you, Phil, are a part of the vortex. Do you understand?
No, here's the truth. I'm the eye of the vortex, but I don't care about the vortex. And I don't want to be a part of the vortex because if I did care and I did become a part, that would be all I am. I would just be engulfed in it constantly.
But you are engulfed in it. It is chaos all the time. And what I find interesting is a lot of the time, like I'll say, you know, you don't have to respond to this or you don't have to address this. Whatever they're saying about you on any given day, you don't have to let them control you because a lot of the shit they say is nonsense. But the thing is, you respond to it. And then when you respond to it and you talk about it, it enables the vortex to continue. Do you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but it's impossible to not respond when people bring it up. I'm not going to ignore everyone in my chat.
Why not? Why is it impossible to not ignore? Oh no, someone made fun of me. Alright, whatever, I don't fucking care. There's no way they'll ever hate me more than I hate myself, so it doesn't really matter.
But sir, you have to ignore it or the vortex will always consume you. Sometimes...
Yeah, that's funny, consume you.
There's so much. Listen, Phil, people say so much nasty shit about me every day. And if I responded to it
hmm
all the time, it would be all I ever do, which half of the time is all you ever do is respond to the shit that these people are saying.
Oh,
And then
that was true in
they
the
get the
past.
reaction that, no,
That was
it's
definitely
true
true in the past. That is
today,
not
sir.
true today. No,
Fire,
it is not. No, it is
fire. It's
not.
so true, sir. I'm
I am
actually trying to help you.
I am so
I
different
swear
today
to
than how I
God.
used to be because
PPP is trying his best to help him, and it's not going to work because DSP doesn't want help.
you're right. I used to get so angry about every single little stupid, insignificant thing that was said about me, and I would bring it up and I would rage against it. And today I don't give two fucks about these people. I don't.
Listen, I
5 minutes,
think
not even 5 minutes spent on this, but
uh,
they made it 2 weeks.
well, I think you did what, 25 minutes on the Lego thing, the Lego cope today.
That was
You
good.
know,
That was a good segment. I enjoyed that.
it is. Listen, it is a good segment, but I have a feeling that you do actually, on a deep down level, know what you're doing, and know that it is in your best interest to keep the vortex going. Because it is. It's a symbiotic relationship between you and the detractors.
It's all my
Like,
master plan.
no, but it kind of is. It kind of is in a way. Now, people are saying you don't know what you're doing. Sometimes you do and sometimes you don't, I think. But I think you do. I think that, you got to realize you are enabling what they're doing. And if you just ignore their narratives, their narratives would die out, or they would only exist over there.
Well,
But
that's literally where they only exist, though. Like, it doesn't exist in my stream. I told you, my stream, this was less than 5 minutes. What you're addressing is the detractor vortex around me. If you actually attend my streams, this is not my content. Like I said, that
We have so many detractors living rent-free in your head, there's no room for your brain. Just saying.
Lego segment was an observation about Rich and her and maybe a couple others even all buying Legos and building them because I built them. But that's not me angry. That's just an observation, and it's a piece of content for my podcast. And then I move on and we have a fun day. What
DSP probably helped sell more of that Lego set than any ad they could have ever done.
did we do today?
No,
We played a game. We hung out. That's what my content is.
what,
It's 5
what's,
minutes. 5 minutes of me becomes 50 hours for them. But I don't
what
care because I'm not involved
here's,
in it.
here's what I say. What is your hypothesis as to why this persists to this day and why this has been created around you, but it's not really like that for many other creators?
Profits. That's why.
But there is ways to, A-log it and make profitable content out of other creators.
Mhm.
But with you in particular, there seems to be it's very dedicated.
Mhm.
And
I mean, there's very dedicated Wings trolls, Boogie trolls, LTG. Cyrax is a big one that has a lot of dedicated trolls. And of course, the #1 locale of all time, Chris Chan. I could be covering this for another half hour, but there's just so much. Video's long enough. I gotta say, DSP. I don't know anything about her. Then why did you call her slut? That was past me. Yes, that was 2003 when I said that. DSP was 3 days ago. Well, 2003 me. Yes, but 3 days ago. 2003 me. That was 2003. Why are you guys harping on something that's over 20 years old? Because 2 days ago you bang. DSP, you're a bitch. Get over it. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day.